Absolutely.
Hey there, my torch-lighting, dinosaur-shooting adventurers! Today, we're diving deep into the caverns of gaming history to unearth the secrets of a title that did for archaeology what Indiana Jones did for wearing fedoras in dangerous places. Yes, we're talking about the original Tomb Raider. Imagine, if you will, a world where the most advanced technology in gaming was a polygonal woman leaping through ancient ruins. And no, I'm not talking about your last Minecraft session. We're going on a journey back to 1996, a time when the internet was still a toddler and gaming was on the cusp of a 3D revolution. So grab your virtual backpacks and let's decode the hieroglyphs of Tomb Raider's creation, its impact, and why you might think twice before raiding tombs in real life. And trust me, you'll want to stick around till the end because we've dug up some facts that are more hidden than the lost city of Atlantis. In the mid-1990s, a small team at Core Design, a British video game developer, embarked on a project that would redefine the action-adventure genre. The genesis of Tomb Raider began not with the iconic Lara Croft, but with the concept of exploring 3D environments. Initially, the team envisioned a male lead, heavily inspired by Indiana Jones. However, fearing comparison and seeking originality, they pivoted to a female protagonist, which was a bold move considering the male-dominated landscape of video game characters at the time. Enter Lara Croft, an aristocratic British archaeologist with a penchant for adventure. The development of Tomb Raider was a blend of innovation and challenge. Core Design, a relatively small team, pushed the boundaries of what was possible with the technology of the time. The game was built using a custom engine designed to create intricate 3D levels, a rarity in an era dominated by 2D sprites. This engine allowed for the implementation of complex puzzles, atmospheric environments, and the fluid character movement that became Lara Croft's trademark. Lara's character design itself was a product of both intention and happy accident. Her distinctive look, characterized by her athletic build and dual pistols, was the result of careful character crafting and some serendipitous misclicks in the design software, which may have exaggerated her proportions. Despite this, Lara Croft became one of the first female video game protagonists to gain widespread recognition, challenging the industry's norms and sparking conversations about gender representation in video games. But behind the scenes, the small team worked under intense pressure to meet deadlines, often resorting to long hours and innovative problem solving to overcome obstacles. Their hard work paid off, setting a new standard for 3D action-adventure games. Tomb Raider's success was a testament to the team's creativity, technical skill, and the bold decision to center the game around a strong, intelligent female lead, paving the way for future generations of video games. But Lara wasn't just a character, she was a revolution. Armed with intelligence, unyielding courage, and an iconic British accent, she challenged the stereotypical portrayal of a female character in video games of the 90s. Unlike her predecessors, Lara was neither a damsel in distress nor a side character. She was the star, full of witty quips and ready to explore the world's most dangerous ruins in search of ancient artifacts. The supporting cast, though less prominent, provided a backdrop against which Lara's character could shine, from antagonists seeking the same mystical artifacts for less noble purposes to allies who provided bits of lore and assistance. Each character played a role in the unfolding adventure, yet it was the solitary nature of Lara's journey that emphasized her independence and skill, setting her apart from other video game heroes of the time. The plot of Tomb Raider centers around Lara Croft's quest to acquire the Scion, an ancient artifact with powerful properties, from the lost city of Atlantis. This simple yet compelling narrative served as the perfect vehicle for the game's true focus, exploration and puzzle solving. As players navigated Lara through booby-trapped tombs and puzzles that would make even the most seasoned Sudoku fans sweat, they were also piecing together an ancient mystery that spanned across continents and civilizations. The story was delivered through the minimalistic cutscenes and in-game interactions, a narrative choice that kept the game fluid and immersive. This approach allowed players to feel as though they were truly embodying Lara, making discoveries and overcoming challenges in real time. The game's narrative depth was further enriched by its setting in real-world locations, imbued with a sense of history and mystery that captivated players' imaginations. And if your imagination is being captivated by this video, stop! Be sure to like and subscribe because it's totally free and will immediately make you 10% cooler. But it was the core gameplay mechanics that turned Tomb Raider into a relic worth more than just its weight in gold. Imagine, if you will, a time when the term platforming conjured images of side-scrolling sprites rather than breathtaking leaps across ancient chasms. Tomb Raider redefined this by introducing a 3D world where players could run, jump, climb, and swim in expansive environments that was as dangerous as it was beautiful. At its heart, Tomb Raider was an intricate dance of exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. The game's level design was a masterpiece of complexity, requiring players to think like true archaeologists. They weren't just jumping from platform to platform, but deciphering ancient mechanisms, navigating treacherous traps, and unlocking the secrets of long-forgotten tombs. This was puzzle solving with a risk of virtual death at every turn, and the satisfaction of solving these puzzles was akin to discovering a hidden pharaoh's tomb, minus the curse, of course. Combat in Tomb Raider added an adrenaline rush to the cerebral challenge of puzzle solving. Laura's dual pistols became as iconic as her braided hair, allowing players to defend against everything from wolves to, let's just say, mythological creatures that you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley or a forgotten tomb. The combat system was straightforward yet effective, emphasizing timing and spatial awareness without overshadowing the game's exploration and puzzle elements. Innovation wasn't just a buzzword for these developers, it was a guiding principle. Tomb Raider was one of the first games to introduce a lock-on targeting system, allowing Lara to maintain her focus on an enemy, adding a layer of strategy to encounters. The game also featured a health system that eschewed the traditional power-up drops for a more realistic approach, encouraging players to explore thoroughly to find hidden health packs. The game's design philosophy was clear: to immerse players in an experience that felt as authentic as exploring real archaeological sites, minus the dust allergies. This was achieved through meticulous level design that balanced open exploration with guided narrative movements. Tomb Raider didn't just tell you a story, it let you live it, offering a sense of freedom and discovery that was unparalleled at the time. Now let's venture into the treasure-filled vaults that is Tomb Raider's sales performance and cultural impact, where the loot is measured not in gold coins, but in millions of copies sold, and a legacy that's as enduring as the ancient ruins Lara Croft explores. In 1996, Tomb Raider wasn't just released, it burst onto the scene like a well-placed dynamite into a cramped tomb, setting the gaming world ablaze with excitement. Financially, Tomb Raider was a jackpot. It sold over 7 million copies worldwide, catapulting Lara Croft from the status of a mere video game character to a cultural icon. These sales weren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. They were a testament to the game's appeal, transcending age, gender, and gaming preferences. Tomb Raider proved that a well-crafted game could capture the imaginations of a wild audience, generating revenue streams that flowed like the Nile. But Tomb Raider's impact wasn't confined to the ledger books and award ceremonies. It permeated pop culture, establishing Lara Croft as one of the most recognizable characters in gaming. She appeared on magazine covers, in television commercials, and even live-action movies, portrayed by none other than Angelina Jolie, who brought Lara Croft to life on the big screen. Lara Croft became a symbol of empowerment, challenging the male-dominated landscape of video game characters and inspiring a generation of gamers with her intelligence, strength, and independence. Tomb Raider didn't just leave a mark on the gaming industry, it carved its name into the cultural bedrock, influencing not only the development of future games, but also how characters and stories are presented within the medium. Its success story is a blend of innovation, compelling storytelling, and a character who defied expectations to become a legend in her own right. But even more legendary was some of the hidden Easter eggs within the game. First up, let's talk about Lara's home, Croft Manor. This was more than just a place to practice your swan dives into the pool. It was a treasure trove of secrets. Remember the infamous butler, Winston, who followed Lara around with a tray of tea? Gamers discovered they could trap him in the freezer, giving Lara some peace and quiet. Little did we know we were all practicing for a future in hospitality management. Did you know that the original name for Lara was not Croft, but Lara Cruz? Yes, our beloved British aristocrat could have been dashing through the ancient ruins under a sunnier alias. The developers decided to change her backstory and nationality, scouring a phone book for a distinctly British surname. Landing on Croft, Just imagine the alternate universe where Lara Croft is navigating the tombs of the world. The development team behind Tomb Raider was inspired by a mix of pop culture icons and real-life adventurers. Indiana Jones's influence is undeniable, but less known is the impact of Tank Girl and Swedish pop star Ninja Cherry on Lara's creation. The influences fused to craft a protagonist who was not just a character in a video game, but a symbol of fearless adventure and independence. An interesting piece of trivia is the accidental creation of Lara's exaggerated proportions. Due to the misclick during her character design model, Lara's chest size was increased by 150% of the intended 50%. This mistake was noticed, but ultimately kept, creating one of the most talked about aspects of her character. This unintentional change sparked discussions about character representation in video games, highlighting how accidental decisions can have a lasting impact on gaming culture. And there you have it, folks, the legendary saga of Tomb Raider, a game that taught us all the invaluable lesson that raiding tombs is a perfectly reasonable career path, as long as you're armed with nothing but a pair of pistols and an unyielding resolve to solve puzzles that ancient civilizations apparently designed for the sole purpose of tormenting future archaeologists. We've traversed through pixelated ruins, dodged traps that defy health and safety regulations, and unearthed secrets that were better left forgotten. I'm looking at you, T-Rex in a cave. So, as we hang up our virtual climbing axes and bid farewell to the cavernous depths of gaming history, let's remember that while not all of us can be intrepid archaeologists in real life, there's always a little part of Lara Croft that yearns for adventure, mystery, and, occasionally, locking butlers in the freezer. Because in the end, isn't that what gaming is all about? If you enjoyed this dive back into the history of Tomb Raider, click this video here to see more from the Retro Reload. And as always, thank you for watching.